the end of the Amnesia collection. We will be starting up A Machine for Pigs. We're adding some options around again. Get up here, Garfield. Well, that's a different icon. The Chinese room. Press A to continue. Well, I see that in the corner, in all honesty, but... Oh my god, it's auto-saving. So 1 to what? 2. So 1.5. Let's do some other options. We'll do 6. Yes. I will say, this definitely looks more upgrade. I know this was later on in its life cycle, but... Alright. He who makes a beast of himself removes himself from the pain of being human. Dr. Samuel Johnson. I thought it said Samuel Jackson. Wonderful.
Daddy. Daddy. Please don't kill me.
Okay. Oh my God, Daddy. Now if I ever start moving again. Amnesia, a machine for pigs. Okay. Okay, so let's see. When you first wake up. Okay, with the lamp. Nice. Okay. In my dreams, I see a man dressed in jaguar skins, feathered like a bloodied saint. What came from the heart lubricates us. It crushes evil under its tread and liberates us all. The fortified heat of the jungle mirrored somewhere behind my forehead. My temples pound. The blood boils in my skull as it feels as if there's something alive there. A rat. A damn rat gnawing through my brains, eating its way out into the world. Even the landrum will not quell its endless hunger. I hear my children playing in the attic, but it fills me with terror, not love. What desperate thoughts are these? Right, this again. Okay. Hold down RT and move the right okay, hold down RT and move the... Throw the door open or shut depending on the direction you face.
Daddy, Daddy, find us!
Nice.
Papa, this way.
Press LB to throw, press it to rotate the object and look at it from different angles. Bye-bye! Oh. A note has been added to the journal. Press right to make sure to check those whenever you get stuck. Okay. A fever dream. I wake alone to a house in silence. That missing sound of children playing is like dark. Right, no children, I shall answer. But they sleep in the attic with babies in arms. Okay. Interesting.
There's a bad man coming.
You picked up the lantern and can be turned on by pressing X and used to find your way through dark areas. Be careful on tension with the beam. Okay. Right. Maybe. Yeah, that's not creepy at all, kids. Oh, shoot. This is the right way. I don't want that yet, then. Ah, this must be the plank thing. Not creepy at all. Alright, Edwin and Adrian's died October 11th, 1899. Daddy says there won't be a Christmas this year. He is much too busy. Nanny says we must not disturb him. He is ever so busy. He is gone for work before she wakes up, and often we are asleep before he returns. We found a bird in the garden with a broken wing. We gave it to Nanny, who said it was a filthy thing and hit it with a rolling pin. Oh, what? Later, we erupted downstairs to bury the body when everyone was asleep. There was a pig in the garden. We heard it snuffling a bot. Then Daddy came and said we had to come inside straight away. He was furious, but we think he'd been crying again. Right. Right. This is interesting to say the least. Okay. There it is. February 14th, 1899. Yes, he said I know these ruins. He was a shabby fella, all rotten with some malodorous disease. I caught him looking at me strangely, as if what he really wanted to know was how I knew of them. Biting back the temptation to box his ears for impudence. Wow. I simply smiled and told him that my family's library contained intriguing travel books. The illiterate oaf did not understand that, of course. He agreed to lead us anyway. I have told the children. Truly, this will be an extraordinary adventure if those old stones built the financial benefits hold. I believe it will be merely the first of many. No. Go away, kids.
You don't mind if I record this, do you? I find it most useful.
Ah, you have one of those wonderful tomato bills. No, of course not, my dear fellow.
It's my own design, Professor, along with everything you see.
Most useful. You understand, of course, why the ministry sent me. That they have concerns.
That's the closest thing I've seen to a weapon. Right. As I've still got to collect every note in the game. Hey, look, the genie of the lamp.
Hello? Precious eagle cactus fruit. Help us.
Right. November 7th, 1898. The bank is refusing credit, the ignorant swine. I sit alone at night and weep once the children and servants are safely asleep, when they cannot hear me. My darling, how I need you now. They say I have squandered my fortune, that my investments in these latest machines has ruined the family name. What? That I was to remain a local butcher? What are these two arms compared to the multitude that can be applied without pay, without tire, by adapting the mechanisms we find in the looms and the mills? But if the bank has its way, it'll all come to nothing. If they come for the house, I swear I will kill them. I will kill them all. I will take my rifle. My rifle. Right. Gee, I wonder which one. Ah. Neat. And the way you want to move the lever. Okay, still. Oh, so these are the paintings. Dang. Clockwork and the Soul. Replacement is dissatisfactory, so like a pump. Better the intestinal canal, like a tapeworm already hosting intrusion in the breed. Brass better than copper, more resistance, Valmont sewn to bone hold. Marrow pipes removal with needle potency, composite replacement straightforward will respond to electromagnetic inducement to increase yield rate. Serum provides accelerated resetting results in naturalized movement within 2 to 3 days. Subject still requires serving of frontal lobes to reduce emotional distress upon reactivation. Damn it. Damn this wretched soul. If only it were clockwork.
This dawning epoch, this age of reason, an empire grown fat, ripe for the bleeding.
Right. In Lily's honor, a banquet. Lizabelle Lily Mattis, interred here on 26 September 1890. The angels weep you to the glory, your teeth sold for the dollies of the poor. Okay. Intriguing. Intriguing. Run, hold down LT. Yeah, I kind of learned that one already. Why would I want lights off? Okay. Edwin and Enric's diary, October 3rd, 1899. Oh, shoot. Daddy says we're not allowed to play with the animals anymore. We were playing hide and seek with Cook, and he came and shouted at us just as we were going to hide behind Mr. Grumpy Teddy. Cook says it's because of the guns in there, but he always lets us help polish them, so it can't be that. Anyway, the room is haunted. If you sneak around there at night, you can hear the ghosts in the walls behind the cases. They are often angry, or that's how it sounds. We think that's why you can hear them rattling their chains and slamming doors and things like that. We don't like it there anymore. Well, yes, that would make sense. When once we sat to weep Lily's passing under weapons that cannot slay the angels to retrieve her from heaven, look behind the paintings, Oswald, where once you watched her bathe, the children must have discovered those secret places and taken refuge there. Mayhaps. Mayhaps.
This way, Papa. Come and see.
Right. What is going on here? Grand Hall. That voice on the telephone, he speaks as if he knows me, and indeed I seem to remember him. Like a twin pulled away from other at birth. I feel as we are entwined, though I cannot conceive of how. I am drowning. I am a drowning man grasping for the surface. Within my own house, beneath me, I know there are splendid architectures hidden in the dark. If I can only find the entrance. Yo, ball bab.
Daddy!
Alright, this is hers. Which I cannot read. So, yeah. Yeah, it's just a turnip, whatever. Oh. A giant anteater. A hippopotamus. And a grizzly bear. On bears and bathtubs. And after the party, she took my arm and said, "But darling, however did you get from the trophy room to a guest bathroom so quickly? Everyone considers you quite the magician, my darling. Elizabeth, my father's house has many rooms, and as for mine, well, it also has a secret chamber." Guess that makes sense. Ha 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 ha. Well, down our user on the right stick. Nice spider. Oh wow, we are outside. That's unusually different. I feel like my kids are dead. Do 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 do. My kids are dead. December 20th, 1899. I am to have a visitor, the distinguished Professor H, or A. He has come to ascertain my mental well-being after my prolonged absence from the club. But I am not stupid. He is here to spy for them. When they stalked the Ripper, he was often called to pontificate upon lacerations and missing organs. And now he comes to me to doff and wheedle, and my dear sir, but you must still grieve. Perhaps just a quick look at your engines, the triumph of the ages. He knows nothing of loss, nothing of sacrifice. But to refuse, thou would simply poke the hornet's nest, invite a swarm of interlopers and thieves. I must entertain this buffoon and submit to his intrusion. Perhaps you should show him the trippery, see whether his stomach, so trained by rummaging the innards of clumsily bisected whores, is strong enough to stare into the real engines of his golden age. I may even introduce him to Jack, or his sons at least. We have stronger locks on the windows now, and we bring their toys to them. Am I Jack the Ripper? They always stop that, don't they? Hey, Demon Gamer! Of course. Where's the next note, though? It's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a survival horror. It's the third in the series. I've been playing the collection on and off, so... Alright. So there's no note in the next area. Oh. Well, there's another valve. Yes, I did get my 4 or 5 achievements for that game. So now I am done with it until I play it on the very hard difficulty on the show. Alright. Up. Yes, it's extremely nice to be done. What? No, come on. There's no way you take a bath and don't realize there's a secret passage. Or wait. I take that back. I bet you the tub moves. Right? Okay, that makes more sense. I was like, that'd be the stupidest secretest passage in the world. Oh, the crackling's nice. Okay, so there's a note in this next room at least. And... okie dokie.
Hands are bleeding, raw. I scrub and scrub, but the smell will not lift.
Where's the note now?
How can I hold my children with
4
these
drawers.
hands now? How can I kiss them goodnight with lips that have issued such instruction?
Just because... they always did say Amnesia was supposed to be one of the scariest of the games. You can't fight back, so... not in that one. Here's the note I'm looking for, because there isn't an achievement for collecting every note. So I've got a guide up that tells me what rooms have it and what don't, but don't reveal any story, thankfully. Old Sally in the doll's cottager. Oh, she comes a-snuffing by light round your door, with her pretty apron right down to the hoof. Find her ringlets are fair and her eyes china blue, like a half-buried hen in the wintry snow. Snow-o? Or snow-a? Like a hen in the wintry snow. Find she'll beg you for apples through the window ajar, her face be all hidden, but her eyes shine a flame. Find through you'll be tempted. Her bosom so fair she'll snatch you and catch you and eat you. Oh, eat out your heart, oh. Okay, it is a heart. She'll catch you and eat out your heart. Don't you turn off on me. She looks to your manners come the eve of the year. Lee Sally comes calling for apples, my dear. And know that some doors never should be open wide. Take heed of your father and keep safe inside. Disobedient children make Sally her pios and warm Sally's beasties inside. Okie day. What's the next game you play? It's either Quantum Break, maybe Dead Island? I don't know. I've got like 700 games, so it's kind of just pick and choose, and then I get new ones all the time, and... but... alright. Have you ever played Batman? Yes. Actually, I've completed Batman Arkham Asylum, City, and Night. Got all the achievements except beating the games on their nightmare difficulties, which I will be doing for the show. And I have also played both Telltale games with a friend, but I haven't played them on the stream. Okay, anyway, enough fun with the Billard. I got a little distracted by I have played Origins, not for the stream, not for the show, but I did play it on PlayStation since since it's not backwards compatible. But yeah, I have played that one too.
Mandus, do you know me?
I don't even know
Who are
me.
you? Where are my children?
Trapped, Mandus. Far below us. The machine is fouled. It is breached. It is flooded. The bulkheads are down. The children are engaged. If you help me, I can help you release them. Restore the power, Mandus. Drain the flooding and restart the great engines.
How? Where should I go? Hello? Hello?
Okie dokie. Okay. Any notes? No, it doesn't look like it. Alright. Who's the scary person? I don't know yet. I
I'm off.
literally just started this game about 42
will
minutes
cry
ago.
all
The whole point is you have
will have
amnesia in all the games.
I
And
will
so the
have
story gets told to you as much as him. So all I know is apparently probably like my lab partner or some BS. Alright.
He's coming. Come on, Daddy. It's this way.
A curious discovery. Metal tickings as it cools and contracts. This must be the strange machine my new friend told me of. If my children discover this place, it is entirely conceivable they strayed downstairs. Delighted in their discovery. Very well, it seems my route is predestined. The descent begins. Oh wow, that's a secret passage if ever any.
Come and see, Papa. We found an egg. A stone egg.
Huh. Oh, crap. Well, that's just wonderful. Against the rising waters, send the tramp catcher, cache the old man, sink him into a barrel of gin. When he's all mixed and the bones turn to jam, we'll raise a glass kindly to him. Achievement unlocked. The teeth. Enter the cellars at Amnesia, machine for pigs. Awesome. Well, first let's put that back on. Right. Oh, thank you. His name's Boots. Yeah, right, Bootsy. There's supposed to be a note nearby. Maybe it's up here? No, it's right here. June 3rd. I realize now that my fear of dirt stems from the disease I contracted climbing those lost jungle temples. It is as if those clean places, so free of humanity's filth, imprinted upon my soul and left it fragile to what I find here. Fear is what keeps us all in place, and the fear of the flesh, the ruin of the flesh is the greatest of them all. I am sickened, I am ruined, but I will build such machines to contain this plague and heal us all. A new century is upon us. Okay.
Come on, slow coach. It's this way.
Right, kids, right. Oh boy, phone call time.
The shaking ground you feel is our attempts to clear the floodwaters. Treachery, Manders. We were undone. Your children are trapped by this act. You must find them before it is too late.
What do you need me to do? How can I find them?
Always deeper, Manders. Through the piston room and into the tunnels. Then find the bilge and flush the rotten water. I will help you where I can. But you must be swift, my little friend.
Why am I little? Like, I'm fine with that, but why call me little? Like, am I, short for my stature? Huh. Weird. Right, any notes in this room? Alright, so I guess that's what that's all about. Okay. There's a lot of noises going on. What be you? I don't think I want to know yet. Any notes? Huh. FF10A DMA 71G. Gotcha. We're just gonna put that back for now. 'Cause it looks like there's a few of them. Ah, I see. Ah, wrong one. Oh, trapped. Crap, there was two things. Was it a trick? That voice on the phone who seems so close to my own, who seems to know me so well, does he lead me for a nefarious purpose of his own secret devising? But do I have a choice? Even though his motives are unknown to me, I must find my boys. I will follow the machinery down the very core of the earth, if it'll lead me to Edwin and Enric. The saboteur has been this way. Intriguing. The gates are far too heavy for a man to lift and are instead hoisted aloft by a chain coiled about a tube that appears to be spun by motor connections to those electric switches. Whilst the fuse is blown, the motor cannot be spun and the gates will remain an impenetrable barrier to progress. Okay. Yes. Alright, sounds like it's coming from this way. Oh, no, no, don't close the door on me. I closed my own door. Alright. Yeah, this can't be good.
Bandaged feet and eyes, small bones in the orchard. I have carried this world on my back with its legs about me. Damn this wretched soul. I am given birth to nothing but machinery.
Alright. Oh, that's what I was lowering. Gotcha, gotcha. Alright, well that was interesting. Oh, that's not what I was expecting, but cool, cool. Okay. I thought there might be something, but oh! Well, I didn't know you could be hurt by damage on this one, so I learned something new. Bad machine? I don't want to draw. Why am I holding it like that, though? Do I have psychic powers? Must be this one, then. Alright. More electrical sabotage. I hear you, creature of the dark. Another confounded foos box. This fellow is through in his sabotage, if somewhat repetitive. The stench from those barrels is quite discomforting. I would certainly hope that whatever chemistry this room is designed to store is not a diffusing feature of the flood that threatens my children. Alright. August 19th, 1899. Von Richterbach writes of the Odin Force. Whilst that ignorant charlatan Balaski pontificated upon the soul, they are both credence. To think one could strive for such great heights without wading first through puke and innards, without standing upon an architect of bones. Montezuma was the wiser, but here in our temples of steel I have witnessed the severed head of a man, recently trampled to death by a runaway carriage. A mencinous illusion of the Brandenburg compound. Open his eyes and cry, "Oh, where are my legs, sir? Where is my body? We are breaking through the barriers of death itself. Oh, my dead darling Lily, is it too late for you? But I promise you this, I will save your children from death, and if need be, I will retch them back from the blackness with this wonderful concoction." Okay, sure. Well, I saw kids.
We know the way.
Yeah, that's not disturbing at all, kids. Well, this can't be good. I'm gonna die, aren't I? Oh.
I told you he'd come.
Extraordinary. Quite extraordinary. And you built it all. Good God, man. You have built this.
It is wonderful how tragedy focuses the mind. What else was I to do? Fall into grief, pine and fade in my hopelessness? Why not then simply die in that jungle amongst those dead temples?
Oh, okay. This isn't scary at all. Okie dokie. The collar, the neck, the noose. Such a fanfare. The Times wrote it was a splendid occasion. This bunting stretched for streets in the fanfare blue. A proud day for the family. Alright, I'll be right back, guys. I'm getting a drink. Okay. Well, I assume like clockwork. The path is clear. It seems the chemical processor is merely one part of a much larger complex. No easy route for me, then. I will follow my fever, the calls of my children, whenever they may lead me. As I move further into a strange empire, the factory offices, all the suggestions of a large workforce, yet no actual signs of life. It is every bit as if someone has attempted to carefully create the illusion of a working factory complex, yet the facade, when examined closely, is clearly just a falsification. But I must put aside my anxieties, quell the unease that pits my stomach, and continue on my path. I'm coming.
I have such visions to share with thee. If my jaw be unshackled, and you harvest the crust from my eyes, make me clean, Mandus, that my thoughts and words can unfouled be.
Is this the distribution? Yeah, it was. Clean shirt. You would have thought I needed clean pants. Oh, I found the wrong one first. May 1st, 1899. But then, what if they could stand upright and walk as men? What if the brutes were harnessed thus? Would they sing? Would they find their own god? I have seen these things, and I will tell you now, no, they will not, but they will happily accept fealty to a god thrust upon them, and worship it as thus given. In this I realize they are no different to the masses. They are much the same as us. Once this irrevocable threshold is passed, I understand that we too are shackled and must be set free. To free the man, we cut the man. In order to cross that great evolutionary line, it must first be painted upon the ground. So in here must have been where I needed to go. August 22nd, 1899. Yep, that's right. In America, they talk of building their cities to the skies. To me, this seems folly, but perhaps it is simply a case of nation founded without a history of its own. We walk upon our histories. They are compacted into the very loom beneath our feet. The engineers we employ talked to this. They talked of how, when building the underground trains, they would often come across older tunnels crisscrossing the capital. What palaces lie buried beneath us? We are digging, excavating, and reappropriating. What we find, it's the center of the planet, my architect tells me. There is a great iron ball. It is the egg of the world. Right. And we're back outside again. Alright, October 11th, 1899. We integrate the very latest knowledge of chemistry using low levels of lantrium deviated to subdue the product even before the initiation of the process. This means that when we drag them from holding pens onto the line, they are less likely to panic and damage machine components, other products, or themselves. This section of the belt is sheathed in rubber and kept well lit to good spirits. And we have actually found that the intelligent placement of gramophones and simple acoustic amplification tubes around the line means we can use music to further soothe the product. We find debauchery particularly effective in this regard. God, I hope that isn't talking about me. Oh good, pigs. Poor pigs. Alright, so there we go. September 28th, 1899. Imagine, they say a machine one day that might think like a man. As if this has to be desired, one might almost boast of creating a man who breathes like a pig. Men and women upon all fours, ruddering carelessly, ejaculating their filthy little missives into the street, alleys, and gutters, running freely with the careless spill of the conjoinings, the air thick with the whippings of lust, bodies streaked with their own emissions. We have created a world where man is so utterly debased he will spray his seat over passerbys, and yet this is the condition Babbage inspired to. No, this is not the machine we seek. Such an entity should be nothing less than a deity, and we would fall upon our knees and worship it. We shall not carve gods to bicker and fornicate. They will exist to clean the world and set us free. I reject Babbage, as I reject these men of government. Let the pigs copulate in the gutters whilst they can. We shall scoop them up and ease their ascension soon enough. Okay. Ah, there it is. Holy orders. The church is connected to the plant. How odd. However, it does suggest another routes into the main part of the faculty, given the locked doors around the fueling station. The truck blocks my way, however, as if the saboteur knew that I might consider this alternative entrance. Delivery schedule. How in blazes are we supposed to meet these damn schedules if even the basic equipment we are provided with simply will not perform its designated function? These cursed newfangled trucks will only run a fraction of the distance my old nag mangled before running out of stinking gasoline. The gaffers say it's fine, and there's plenty of pumps to refill them outside the factory walls. But you end up dragging a blessed tank from the truck to the nearest one to refill it. And the one in the storeroom is empty again. I can't be turning that crank handle all day only to find the tank is empty. Well, sods, it says, enough for a night and my bed I go. It's not like anyone needs access to the bleeding graveyard anyway. Harry, if you get this, I'll meet you in Dempsey's Templar for a jar.
Come on, Papa. Let's climb this one. I can see more pictures at the top.
Alright, sure. Chemical danger, highly corrosive, highly flammable. Okay. A strange container. This cannon looks as though it may fit the fuel pump I saw earlier. It certainly carries the same field unholy reek. I will not think of that which I saw pass. I will not think of that which I saw pass me in the cage. I will not gaze upon into that dark machine room. Its more immediate task presents itself as the opportunity perhaps to gain access to St. Dunstan's. Pumping station. It appears to be some kind of fueling station. I have seen automobiles demonstrated at Mr. Yarnum and Mr. Simmons' work, but the smell here is all wrong. This is not petroleum, of that I am sure. Everything suggests to me that the machine must be significant in some way. Welcome back. Okay, whatever that was gave up. A fast getaway. I'm gonna go eat real quick. Alright, you go do that. I did that a little earlier myself. Dear sweet Lord of all, this is good and holy. I must make my escape. Grasp this container and its putrid contents and flee this place before that creature, that nearly man, returns. I will head for the church. Surely such an abomination cannot follow on to hallowed grounds. Now to figure out where to put it. Whoa. Really, that was it? Huh. I was a little lackluster, honestly.
This way, Papa. Come and see. Will it hatch? Can we take it home?
Yes, my darlings. Of course we can take it home.
I think he lies. I think he lies real good. He's a lying OP. Livestock and Bibles. Higgity-piggity, blue china eyes, my love comes to me in the fairest disguise. We skips and we tutters, I seize her hind trotters, find enter her porcelain thighs. That sounds really wrong and disturbing there, guys. Alright. Inside St. Dunstan's. We sat here. I remember. We sat in our black, and we mourned and we prayed and we bowed our heads. How I hated God then, how I spurred him. If this is our Lord, this pig who robs me of my wife, then I refuse his embrace. I will carve a new God for us all. Yeah, it doesn't sound bad. Such madness, such a fool I was. It's just blasphemous ravings. Had remained within me, I would be doomed. But even here, I feel the machine throb beneath the flags, and I know my path awaits me. Alright, so there should be a note. Yes. November 23rd, 1899. Twin candles, bent to the will of the center saint, casting their light in the corners of the chapel. Father Jeremiah, I thought, could be trusted with this secret, but he is like all the others. So the old priest had gone to the holding pen with his flock. He says he will enter into our world with them, if a shepherd indeed. Yeah.
Your faith shackles your vision, Professor. It is an iron coffin that keeps you from grasping the future. We require a new deity, one of steam and the wheel, of magnetism and progress. The old god is nothing more than a lamed hog, spitting back offal at mankind.
Okay. Okay, so this was the right way for the note this time. Good, 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 good. Haha, I did it. Okay. Father Jeremiah's Journal, October 1st, 1899. They flock to us now, where once I had to walk amongst them to bring salvation into their lives. Now, drawn by warmth in winter, by the food that man distributes, my church is full and my charges are saved. He walks amongst them and they almost worship him. He will not allow them to work in his factories, claiming that his workforce are specially trained for the new machinery he uses, and that it would be irresponsible, nay unethical, to risk such precious lives as he sees here. A changed man since Mexico, it is to be praised that in the face of such appalling tragedy, and from the confines of his sickbed, as he is often changed to, he conducts one of the greatest and most benevolent charities in all of London. Not content with the rise to become the dormant food produce business in the land, he distributed his goodwill, his fares to the poor, and they congregate about his kingdom in gratitude. Oh, so it is this. Oh boy. Did he try to make a pig as a god, or is it the symbol of pig's being? Oh boy. can only not be good. Yep, nope, this can't be good. Inferno machinery. The engines fire, the flames are stoked. I hear steam in the walls, vibrating upon the very air. My heart falters at the prospect of throwing the lever and exposing the workings of this dark contraption. But my children beckon me, and I cannot fail them. A hellish portal. It appears I have no choice. Thus I descend and may join, and may God have mercy upon my soul. If this is my bedlam, and I am to be cast as Matthews, then I will wear the mantle for the sake of my boys and face whatever pearls lie beneath the altar. That's kind of cool. Silence, do not startle acquisitions.
Listen, Papa. Hold the egg to your ear. You can hear the sea.
Wouldn't that be a seashell? Whatever. Okie dokie dokie. Alright. What exhumation is this? What rotten fruit? What be stitching up parts? These final thoughts. I doubt I will ever be found, yet I leave you this. Scrawled in the mandless half-light, whilst my torment shuffles below. My fellow prisoners keen and squeal in the glom. And where I wait for the knocking upon my cage that signifies it is finally my turn to make that dark journey into the interior. Okay. Nope. All right. Oh, I see it. sees me. Woo! And so to the stoking. Pulling cogwheels now, sneezed into his handkerchief, where the dust got into his eyes. I have begun to change more rapidly now, he surmised. Achievement unlocked. The throat. Entered the factory, an amnesia machine for pigs. The teeth, the throat. Huh. Okay. Wow, most clearest sky I've ever seen in Amnesia.
Water in his shoes. Always the water, and the sparks of the embers of the wheels. It's too bony! It's too damn bony!
Amanda's Processing Company. My soul shudders at what I have seen, but at last I have reached the main part of the factory. Now onwards, downwards, to find those floodwaters and drain them away. Like Moses, I will cleave the water and lift my little darlings clear of its vile cradle.
These men, Professor, these so-called men of vision, they would shackle the masses to a wheel and turn it till their backs break. All for that opiate, the lure of profit.
The opiate, yeah.
These fools who lackey them, these priests, these officials, this government. They make pigs of us all.
But what solution, my dear man? How to break a cycle? You cannot simply remove the promise of a better world for these unfortunates. In the workhouses, in the orphanages, the belief in heaven is surely the only succor one can find.
We do not need to wait. We can bring forth paradise now. We can speed the passion. With only a small sacrifice, we can hold the apocalypse.
Let me
With
guess,
just
your
a
kids.
small sacrifice, we can free our shackles and deliver them to paradise now.
Oh boy. Looks like people do exist, though. Alright, October 17th, 1899. Each compartment is enigmatically designed with a vitral at one end, so the product naturally settles into a position ready for the stunning arms to connect to the skull. We use the natural static charge built up from the friction of the cards against the belt to build an electrical charge, which is contained within glass vacuum canisters at the sides of the stunning arm mechanisms, and delivered along the stun arms via copper cabling. We have observed that the artificial lightning contained within these canisters seem to calm the product further. Post-stunning, the line tilts sharply to the vertical, the physics of which tips the stunned product upward to fall directly onto the books of the bleeding line. This hook passes normally through the hutch or thigh of the product, and from this point on we disperse with the belt and instead instigate a channeled floor, which creates a funnel allowing blood and byproduct excrements to collect and run to the fluid collection tanks.
Hear me, Mandus. I am compromised. Our contacts must be brief and occasional. Beware the wretches who populate this compound. The way you seek is under the pistons. When you meet the saboteur, you will understand everything.
Oh. Okie dokie, I guess. Okie dokie. series of collecting vents have been installed along the ceiling at this stage of the line. In the process of stunning and bleeding, the product often expels stinking vapors from its digestive system, which can be collected, condensed, and used in the methane boiler to drive the engine as a whole. In this way, the more product is processed, the more power becomes available to the machine, and productivity is actually increased. A simple stroke of genius, but one that encapsulates the benefits of self-regulation automation. Alright. Okay. Alright, might make sense to come over here, huh? Lily's firm are made of steel. Lily's firms are silent. The pistons are silent, the plan is at rest. I must poke the hornet's nest to open my way. I fear the scale of these engines suggests a far greater works that is visible from the surface. So my friend must be correct, and the larger parts of this planet is underground. We are close to the Thames. With no something. Here we go. Alright, fire and steel. The fires are stoked, fissuring the same architect is responsible here as with the chemical plant. I surmise that a centralized control system regulates and operates the pistons. Should be a simple matter of finding it and hoping the saboteur relented after simply extinguishing the fires. Probably not. Stop. Are your furnaces fueled? No. I might be right. Take a key. All right. All right. Well, we're in trouble. All right. Oh wow, I think I found the note. I did! Yay! The product moves now into the bleeding. A system of spring-loaded blades are arranged here. Tension is built by a series of springs that run along the bleeding line, using the momentum of the product itself to build up the energy in the action ahead. The blades are released at a point of optimal tension as the product passes them. The combination of the speed and release of the sudden stop against the rubber buffers at the side of the lines of the set of the blade spinning rapidly enough to cut the throat of the product. It is a clean, sympathetic, and efficient process. The product then continues along the line, and the natural bleeding process is allowed time to occur. The blood collecting in the angel basin at the foot of the line. Secondary steam blades are positioned at two further points along the line. Should the mid-level rubber buffers continue to be manipulated in the form of a semi-bled product, thrashing or twitching, these movements automatically form the basis of the spring energy required to send the next bleeding blade into the activity. Okay. I see. think I found a second pig, but I think I got away from it. The descent continues. What did that dark voice instruct me to do? Under the pistons, into the tunnels, and on the bilge pumps. And if the doors should be locked, I will have to find another means of descent. I cannot trust him, but my path is set. I shall ignore these noises, that snuffling, those shuffling steps bellow me. I will brave whatever lurks beneath, and I will save them. Ah, there be the note. Alright, the crate arriving this morning, and I had it April 30th, 1899, and I had it delivered directly to the workshop. The body is remarkably preserved, although there is a subtle yet nauseating stench of damp and rot. It is humanoid in shape, but has suffered several skeletal deformities. Remnants of leather straps encase the torso, which is deformed, with evidence of substantial muscle mass and displacement. It is difficult to assertion whether this unfortunate is the recipient of some barbarous surgery or is born deformed as an attempt to force his gnarled body into some semblance of humanity was made. What he is I cannot tell, but I smell the orb upon him. Oh God, there's the orb again. And suspect my great uncle's presence in his curious condition. Oh. So it can be done. We can reshape the body into a tool, accelerate the process of Mr. Darwin's evolution. But here my great uncle and I part company. He chose man as the subject of his experiments, but men are different to control and rotten with sentimentality. No, we require a new creature for our shots. Loyal, clever, strong, easily sated, the pig. I don't like the sound of that. In the nest of eggs, the punny is sixpence, sparrows and doves. See all the angels a-weeping above. There's no more forgiving, there's no one to save, for today darling Lily goes into her grave. Don't you know anything about science? Alright, this is a good place to take a break. So, I think we're about halfway through the game, maybe. I don't know. But we're going to go ahead and take a break. I may or may not be back for another round tonight for this game. If I am not back, we will return tomorrow with the start of, you guessed it, Dead by Daylight, and then hopefully come back to this and take another big amount of progress chunk out of it. But until then, remember, you can always catch my live streams archived on my YouTube channel. And for you who are watching from Mixer, with it shutting down on the 22nd of July, I'll be moving to Twitch TV / Aurian MoonRose, whatever it is, on the 19th. But until then,